What's up, guys? Ben here. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my 2024 Stanley Cup Playoffs predictions slash bracket challenge thing. I've done this the last 2 years in a row, and it's gone pretty well, actually. So once again, this year will be sort of like just a fun bracket. Like I'm just gonna fool around with it. It won't be a serious bracket. I'm not taking these things too seriously anymore. Um, Years ago, I used to do it, but not anymore. I'm just trying to have fun with these things. Um, I actually predicted the Stanley Cup champion correctly last year, which was Vegas. So um, let's see how it goes this year. So starting out, we got Dallas and Vegas. This is honestly pretty even in terms of the analysis between these two teams. But in my heart, I have Vegas winning this series. Um, so it's just got a bunch of stuff here. There we go. So I have Vegas winning this series just because one, Vegas is one of the top teams in the playoffs this year, even though they're the second wild card. They still have, this roughly the same amount of grit and talent as last year. So if anybody can beat Dallas, it's Vegas. So I do see Vegas moving on in the first round. I'm not going to go too in depth with these just because it's sort of like a fun fool around kind of thing. But yeah, I just don't see Dallas winning this series. Winnipeg and Colorado. Um, as much as I see as much as I see Winnipeg winning this series, I do think Colorado will win it just because they Colorado has had a better end to the regular season. Winnipeg is kind of been on and off, but it could go either way. Any of these could go either way, but this is just how I see it in terms of my predictions. Vancouver, Nashville. Again, this is another one where I could pretty much see Nashville winning as well because they had roughly a pretty good end to their regular season. They were on like what, a 16-0-2 point streak or something. But I do think Vancouver will win that series just because they're a Canadian team and they're the top seed in the Pacific Division. So another reason why I think they can is just because they've been a powerhouse all season long. So, but we'll see how it goes. Edmonton and LA, the third straight year these two teams facing off, and for the third straight year, my pick has been the same. I think actually 2 years ago I might have picked LA, but Edmonton's winning the series. There's no saying against it. The Kings just don't have enough. They won't have enough gas in the tank to last against Edmonton. Edmonton is a powerhouse. They'll be a powerhouse in the playoffs. They'll be a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. So yeah, those are my predictions for the first round of the Western Conference. So bonus round, Vegas will win this series in, I guess, 6 games. Colorado in 7, Vancouver in 6, Edmonton in 5. Now on to the Eastern Conference, Florida and Tampa. As much as I want to pick Tampa here, I have to pick Florida. I can't really bet against them here. They've fought their way to the top of the Atlantic Division. They've been first and second all season long, but I don't see Tampa being able to get past Florida with their strength, their grit, their talent on offense and defense, their goaltending with Bobrovsky. I just don't see it happening. Boston and Toronto. Pick in Toronto for obvious reasons. 1, Leafs are my team. 2, this is the year they finally get over that hump of the Boston Bruins. And they got over the first round hump last year, and I think they can do it again this year. I think they're going to do it again this year. And in 6 games. I'm not going to go into further detail about why I think they're going to win, but I think they're going to win. Rangers, Capitals, no doubt. No doubt. Rangers there in that series. Washington they should not be in the playoffs right now. It should be Detroit, but Philadelphia messed that up in their last game there. Carolina and New York, I could see this going either way, but I do have Carolina winning that series. And so for the second straight year, Florida will meet Toronto in the second round, and the Rangers will meet Carolina in the second round. Florida will beat Tampa in I said Boston in 5 last year. I'm gonna say Florida in 5 last year, and then Boston lost that in 7. I'm gonna pick Florida in 5 this year, and we'll see if Tampa wins that series in 7. Toronto over Boston in 6. Rangers over Capitals in, I'm gonna go 5 just for the sake of it, and Carolina in 6 as well. Okay, moving on to the second round. Vegas and Colorado. I have Vegas, just because I don't think that Vegas will fall apart in the playoffs again. Colorado they just won't have what it takes to get through Vegas, and that's all I have to say about that. Vancouver and Edmonton. I have Edmonton winning that series. I wouldn't bet against Edmonton in the playoffs, unless you're Vegas, obviously, but we'll get there in a minute. I just think that Edmonton they want to get over that hump of trying to win a Stanley Cup. They've been trying to do it for, I think McDavid, this is his 5th time in the playoffs, maybe 6th, but I just don't see Vancouver coming out of that series with a win. Florida and Toronto in the Eastern Conference. I do have Toronto winning that series. They're getting over that second round hump, and they're also getting revenge on the Florida Panthers. Rangers and Carolina. I picked the Rangers last year, and Carolina won. So I'm picking Rangers this year again. They're the President's Trophy winning team, and I think they're going to make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Final. If you guys know the President's Trophy curse, that's where that's coming from. But who knows? It might not happen. It might not happen this year. Who knows? Rangers might lose in the first round. They might get swept in the first round, but I don't see that happening at all. Moving on to the Western Conference Final, Vegas over Edmonton. I have Vegas winning that series. It'll be a close one for sure. It might be 6 or 7 games, but ultimately Vegas will come out on top again, and Edmonton will once again lose in the conference finals. Toronto and the Rangers. I have Toronto winning this series. You know what? Actually, you know what I might do? I might switch this. I might say Carolina in the conference finals. No, I'm gonna say the Rangers. I'm gonna say the Rangers. And then the Leafs and Vegas. Leafs and Vegas. So this year, my Stanley Cup champion, I will be picking Toronto to win the Stanley Cup this year. I think they can do it. I think they have what it takes. They got a grit. This is their deepest team this year, or this is the best team I've seen in terms of grit, in terms of physicality, and in terms of offense, and their mindset of, okay, we can win. We can do what we need to win. The regular season was a bit on and off, but the playoffs are what matters, and as long as you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. That's what matters. So I think Toronto can pull it out this year. Predict total number of goals. I'm going to say 24 for that. And submit bracket. So there you go. My 2024 Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge predictions. Yeah, let me know what you guys have as your predictions. If you guys like my picks, leave a like on this video. Also subscribe if you haven't, and click the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. All right, guys, that is it for me. I'll see you guys later.